Hello everyone, I have a battle here against BlakBlastoise. This is my second battle. This is actually my first narration attempt, so go easy on me if it kinda sucks. So let's start the battle now. Sorry. So yeah, as I said, this is against BlakBlastoise. Pretty good YouTube battler, he's really awesome, so check him out if you haven't already. I'm going to lead with my Thundurus, and he is going to lead with his Rotom-W. And Rotom-W kind of scares me this generation because it's a really good Pokemon. It's really bulky and it's really offensive. So, you know, there's a lot it can do. And I'm assuming he's going to be Scarfed. That's just my assumption straight off the bat. So I'm going to use Substitute right away, you know, just to see if I can potentially set up. I didn't know if he wanted to trick me or something maybe, but he doesn't. He goes straight for the Hydro Pump. So I figure I can't stay in and really do anything to this. So I'm going to go out to my Porygon 2. And predicting him to, you know, attack me again. And he does. He goes for the Thunderbolt and really does like nothing. But that shows that he's not Scarfed. So, or choiced in any way. So I'm going to go for Toxic, hoping to poison his Rotom. But he actually switches out to a Ferrothorn, makes a good play there. And obviously that does nothing. So now I'm going to switch in my Espeon. And he's going to go for the Gyro Ball. And as you see, that really doesn't do as much as you think it would. That's because my Espeon is actually max HP, max defense. Believe it or not, it actually works really well. And now here I set up a Reflect so that I can take hits a lot better. And then he goes for Power Whip, and he actually gets a critical hit, which definitely mattered. You know, as I said, I'm max defense, and I actually take physical hits really well, but, you know, that crit definitely mattered there. So now I switch in my Bisharp and predict him to switch out, so I'm going to set up a Swords Dance as he switches. You know, hoping to begin to potentially sweep his team. Not sweep, but like, you know, at least not clean up, but like at least take some threats out. But he switches in his Rotom, and I'm predicting him to have Will-O-Wisp, so I switch into my Alakazam. He does go for the Will-O-Wisp, which is nice because Alakazam has Magic Guard. So I'm gonna take that, and I'm not gonna take any damage from the burn, so that's gonna be good. Then I'm gonna go for Guard Share because I know Rotom's decently bulky, so I'm gonna, you know, get a little more bulk from my Alakazam. And as you can see, I do take that Volt change decently well, or that Volt switch, whatever it's called. And then he's going to switch in his Tyranitar. I'm really not scared because I do have Focus Blast as long as it doesn't miss. So I go for Focus Blast here, and luckily it doesn't miss. And I'm thinking, okay, you know, 4 times super effective, max special attack, Alakazam. That should take out a Tyranitar, even though it has a special defense boost in the sand. But then he has Focus Sash, and then he's going to retaliate with a Crunch, and that's definitely going to take me out. He got a critical hit, which really I highly doubt mattered. Because it is a Tyranitar and it is an Alakazam. So my Reflect wears off there, and here I switch back my Thundurus, and I'm just going to take his Tyranitar out with the Hidden Power Ice, and you know, that's going to be pretty good. And then I'm predicting him to switch his Rotom back in here, and he actually switches in his Latios, and Latios is very threatening to everything in this generation. So I'm going to set up another sub, predicting him to Draco Meteor, because I thought it would be Specs, like most Latioses are. But he actually sets up Calm Mind, which is pretty interesting. And I use this as an opportunity to actually set up a Nasty Plot, because I figure I'm faster than him anyways. So, and I know he's not Scarf, I know he's not Specs, so I'm free to set up a Nasty Plot here, and I am behind a sub, so that's going to be nice. This next turn I hoped he would go for another Calm Mind so I could set up another Nasty Plot and still have the advantage over him, but because I'll be at +4 and he'd be only at +2. But he actually goes for the Dragon Pulse to break my sub, and so I figure I cannot continue to substitute here because then he's just going to keep attacking me and breaking my sub. So I figure the safest thing here to do is just go for the Hidden Power Ice, hope to take that thing out, but I highly doubt it because of the +1 and because Latios is naturally specially defensive bulky. So he takes that decently well. I mean, I do get a pretty good amount of damage on him. And then he's just going to take me out with a Dragon Pulse, which is, you know, decently fine. Because I have weakened his Latios to the point where I can take it out with something else. So as you'll see here, I'm going to switch in my Bisharp to revenge kill his Latios. And I was hoping he wouldn't switch out. I was debating whether to use Sucker Punch or Stone Edge. But in the end, I just felt like he might not want to waste a Calm Mind boost. So I just went for the Sucker Punch anyways, and, you know, obviously that's going to take it out. Here he switches in his Rotom again. I'm not going to want my Bisharp to get burned, so I'm going to switch in my Porygon 2. He does go for the safe Will-O-Wisp again. And the burn on my Porygon 2 really isn't a huge deal. I mean, just the fact that it's going to be getting a little more residual damage now, in addition to the Sandstorm, that's going to suck. But otherwise, you know, that's all it's going to do. And I do have Recover, and I'm pretty dang bulky, so I can take many hits from, like, anything. So here he's going to go for the Volt Change. As you see, that still does just about nothing. I was predicting him to switch out, so I did go for the Ice Beam. He does switch into his Ferrothorn, which takes that Ice Beam really well. I'm assuming he does have some special defensive investment. Maybe if not all special defensive investment. Either way, I'm just going to go for Recover here and see what he's going to do to me next. I think next he does go for the Gyro Ball to predict me to switch. Oh no, he sets up his Stealth Rocks. Okay, so he sets up his rocks finally, a little over halfway into the match, which is, I mean, that's fine. That's pretty smart of him to get that damage on any Pokemon that I'm going to switch in. I don't have any Stealth Rock set up Pokemon on this team, so I guess that is kind of a weakness of mine. Here I switch in my Switchblade, and he does go for the Gyro Ball this time. That's not going to do anything because I resist it, and Bisharp isn't that fast anyways, so yeah, as you can see, that really did nothing. And then I predict him to switch out here, and I go for the Stone Edge. I predicted him to switch out to his Rotom, so I'm going to actually go for the Stone Edge, and it lands, and I actually get a critical hit. As you'll see later in the match, though, that hacks will actually balance out. But luckily, I do take out his Rotom, which is just awesome. He's going to switch in his Excadrill now. The only thing I really could have switched out to would be Porygon 2, but I wouldn't be able to take 2 consecutive Earthquakes, so I just figured I just sacrificed my Bisharp. And I really like Bisharp, but I mean, I had to sacrifice something. So here I'm going to switch in Garchomp. I figure I can take an Earthquake, and as I saw there, he doesn't have the Air Balloon, he actually has Life Orb, so I figure I can live an Earthquake and retaliate with my own Earthquake and take him out. So he does switch out. Obviously he values his Excadrill quite a lot. That Earthquake does actually a pretty decent amount, which further tells me that his Ferrothorn is probably more specially defensive invested, as opposed to physically defensive invested. So here I'm just going to set up a Swords Dance, you know, see what he wants to do. He actually goes for the Gyro Ball, and it does a decent amount of damage, but again, I'm not scared. Luckily, I take that pretty well, and then I'm just going to retaliate with my own Earthquake, and that is going to take it out thanks to the Swords Dance. I was actually kind of surprised it took it out. I thought it might live with like 1 or 2 HP, but either way, I was perfectly happy that it took it out. So now he's going to switch in his Thundurus, and I know he probably has Hidden Power Ice, so I'm going to go back out to my Porygon 2. And the awesome thing here is that I trace his Mischievous Heart, which means Recover and Toxic will have priority now. And as far as I know, his Thundurus doesn't have any priority moves. I might be wrong, but from what I've seen, it has Focus Blast, probably T-Bolt, and Hidden Power Ice. I really don't know what the other move slot would be, maybe Thunder Wave or something. I'm probably Thunder Wave or Taunt. Either way, though, here I'm going to Recover. Like, as I said, I do get priority Recover now, thanks to Mischievous Heart. And here he goes for Focus Blast, and I am specially defensive, so I'm not afraid of it. And, you know, I do take it decently well, but then he gets a special defense drop, which really screws me over. That really actually costs Porygon 2 its life, because, as you'll see, I won't be able to effectively stall him out now, thanks to that special defense drop. So here I'm just going to Recover, just because, really, it's like, I guess the safe thing to do, you could say. He's going to go for Thunderbolt, and it's going to do more than it would have had he not gotten a special defense drop. So, you know, as I said, unfortunately I won't be able to stall him out. And so I'm just going to continue to Recover. Actually, no, here I just go for Toxic, because I figure I'm going to die regardless. Might as well get some, you know, decent residual damage on that thing. And I know the only thing I have left now is Garchomp. And so, I technically need a miracle to win. I was thinking at this point, you know, I lost already. There's no way for me to come back. And I switch in Garchomp, and I'm thinking, okay, you know, it's pretty much good game now. He's faster, he has HP Ice, but why not just go for a Dragon Claw? He goes for Hidden Power, and Sandveil allows it to miss. And I was like, yes! And then I was hoping a Dragon Claw would take it out, and it doesn't. So, obviously this next turn, unless his Hidden Power Ice misses again, which would be extremely lucky and extremely hacksy, and he would probably be really pissed off. If if that happened, but it doesn't happen, and his Hidden Power Ice is going to be able to take me out. That match is going to end with a 2-0. Very good match, actually. It was really fun and really actually pretty close, as you saw. And yeah, BlakBlastoise is a very good battler. I do look up to him. He's really cool, and he's Mexican, but regardless, yeah. So that was a pretty nice battle. As I said, this is my first narration attempt, so forgive me if it kind of sucks. You know, I'm still kind of learning, but yeah, I'm going to begin to upload a lot more frequently, or I'm going to try to at least. I do have a couple more battles that I'm going to try to upload and record and narrate soon that I've already saved. And yeah, one more thing, my blog, my Scarecrow's Pokemon Palace blog, I've been getting some pretty good views on that lately, and I'm going to continue to post that pretty frequently, update the posts, so check it out if you haven't already, and also check out BlakBlastoise's channel if you haven't already, and yeah, just hopefully you enjoy this video. Leave any comments or questions or concerns or anything like that to see how I can improve in any way, or just letting me know what you think overall. And yeah, so thanks a lot for watching, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you all